Hello again, YouTube. My TDM 900 does the bulk of the work these days, so the SV1000 tends to spend more time sat at the back of the garage than it does being used. Vehicles sat idle for extended periods of time, particularly in weather like the recent cold snap we've had, can do untold damage to the battery. So for this reason I have decided to fit an Optimate Lead to the battery of the SV1000 so that I can keep it topped up throughout the idle periods. Genuine Optimate Leads are pretty easy to come by. They're available at most bike shops, they're available online from places like Amazon and eBay, and are relatively straightforward to fit. For the purposes of fitting it to the SV1000, I required a 4mm and a 6mm Allen key and a JIS screwdriver bit. So the first thing to do is to remove the pillion seat, or in my case the seat cowl, as I don't tend to fit the pillion seat. I don't take passengers on the SV1000. Once removed, the small side panels can be removed by removing the bolts which utilise the 4mm Allen key. Obviously there is one on the left and one on the right. Once those are removed, that will reveal the larger headed bolt on each side, which secures the saddle itself. Once each of these is removed, the saddle, which is hooked at the back, can be lifted gently at the front and then just moved away. The battery is now clearly visible as soon as the saddle is removed. When removing the terminals, it's very important to remove the negative terminal first. This is true of all negative earthed vehicles. The negative terminal must be removed first. It's normally good practice to hook it well out the way, but because of the cable lengths on the SV, I find that quite difficult. So I just slot a little bit of insulating material between the battery and the lead to make sure that they don't retouch while I'm faffing about with other stuff. And then the positive terminal can be removed. It's then just a question of deciding where you want the cable to run, and then attaching or reattaching the battery leads with the Optimate leads in situ with them. Now, refitting is the reverse of removal, so the positive terminal must be fitted first. I'll repeat that for negative earthed machines. The positive terminal must be refitted first, and then once that is secure, the negative terminal can be refitted. Once the battery terminals are just nicely nipped up, it's then just a question of satisfying yourself where you want the cable run to go. I see lots of Optimate leads poked out from under the saddle or behind side panels or whatnot, but I prefer to leave the end of it under the tailpiece. It's no hardship to pop the seat cowl off when the bike is parked in the garage to plug it in. It's also a good idea while you're in there just to take advantage of the missing saddle and bits and pieces, and have a little wipe round the bits that you don't normally get to when you clean the bike. Then, once everything's done, the saddle hooks back on at its rear and then pushes down in place, and the two bolts that utilise the 6mm Allen key can be popped back in. And then the covers, which cover up the saddle mounting bolts, can be put back into place. It sort of has to duck up under the saddle, and then there are two locating lugs to push it into place, and then the single securing bolt on each side refitted. Then it's just a question of plugging your battery into your Optimate, switching it on, and let it do its thing. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.